Hey gang, by request today we are going to do the song Smoke from a Distant Fire. We're going to do the solo from that. Sanford Townsend Band, 1976. Kind of a typical mid-70s pop song. And the guitar is kind of typical too in that it kind of goes between a major and a minor pentatonic sort of shape and sort of idea. Keeps it pretty simple, keeps it short. So it's a nice, easy, but really cool solo to learn. Let's get to it. Hey, as always, if you like this one, press the like button. And if you haven't yet, subscribe for a couple of these every single week. We'll see you in just a second. All right, gang, let's go over this note for note. First things first, you can download the tab from the link in the description. It's going to make your life just a little bit easier. We're going to do this, probably the happiest song about a breakup ever. It's such happy music and just such a nasty subject. All right, so anyway, we're going to do it. First, just a bit about the sound. I'm using the middle pickup on an S-style guitar. I've got the gain. I've got a moderate amount of gain on this, not too much. You don't want too much gain. Just gives me that mid-70s Strat sound, which I want. If you're using a different guitar, just don't put too much gain on it. Should be fine. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the song itself. I'm going to demo the solo in just a second. And the solo is over basically two chords. The song is in A. I think some people like to capo on the second. You don't need to do that, certainly not for the solo. But anyway, we're playing A to a B minor, like so. And that's that. Now, some people also would put in a C minor instead of that A minor once in a while, like so, which is fine. Either way, this song is in A, all right? It's in A, the key of A. And so what we're going to do, like is done on so many 1970s stuff, is we're going to go between the A minor pentatonic and the A major pentatonic. So most of you probably know the A minor pentatonic, the main position, this one right here. If you just take that and move it down 3 frets, you get the A major pentatonic, okay? So this is going to be a combination of that. Let's start out the demo. We're going to start out on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Okay, let's go over this now line by line. Okay, here's the first line. Okay, very typical sort of A major pentatonic sort of lick. We're going to start out on the 2nd string, right on the A, on the 2nd fret. On the 3rd string, 2nd fret, which is right on the A. Play that, and then hammer on the 4th. And then we're going to play a double stop right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to, on our 2nd string, 5th fret, we're going to hold that there, and on the 4th fret, we're going to give it a whole step bend. Okay, and then we're going to come down. All right, and then 3 of these. Now you can either play that or slide a little bit. All right, so there we go. That's the first line. Here's the second line. Okay, very typical major pentatonic sort of slide here. Major pentatonic lends itself a lot to these sorts of slides and playing up. Pentatonic in general does, but the major pentatonic in particular does a lot of these. So we're going to start out on 4th string, 2nd fret, slide up to 4th, end up on the A on the 3rd string, right? Okay, that's the first slide. Here's the second one. So we're going to slide up on the second one. We're going to start out on the 4th, on the 3rd string, slide up to the 6th, and then play 5 and 7 on the 2nd string, the E and the F sharp. And then we're going to play this little dipsy doodle, which is called a mordant, if you want the technical term. This right here is a mordant. And that's just a hammer-on, pull-off, and coming back, right? And then at the end, we're going to play it again. So like this. All right, if you haven't done those before, practice those pull-offs. Very useful to be able to know how to do. All right, here's that second line again. I use a lot of downstrokes on this just to get that nice power on that. Okay, here's the second part. 3rd line, I guess. All right, this part, we're shifting to the minor pentatonic for the rest of the solo, actually. And so now we're thinking about it in terms of this position. Now notice the chords haven't changed, but we've changed it from going from a major pentatonic to a minor pentatonic. So the first is, this is just a very standard blues lick. So I'm hammering on from the 5th to the 7th, and then instantly bending that up a whole step, like so. And then I'm playing 5/5 on the 2 and 1 strings. And then while I'm leaving this top one ringing, I'm going to instantly come down to the 8th on the 2nd string, play that, and slide up very quickly to the 10th, give it lots of vibrato, like so. All right. Now, if you have trouble with this first one, like that, you can just play the first. You can just play that 7th and bend it up. All right. Give it a little bit of a hesitation and then bend it up if you want to do it that way, and that's easier than playing. Either one's good. All right. My ears hear this, but this is equally okay. They both sound fine. All right, so that's the 3rd line. Okay, here's the last line. Maybe I should have done that in a couple of lines, but anyway, we're going to start out here with some chromatics on the 1st string, 8, 9, 10, 8, 9, 10. And then we're going to bend that up a whole step. All right. And then we're going to kind of walk down. Once we get to this one right here, this 9th, so we play this. And once we get to the next line, it's going to sound like this. So we're going to slide that down from the 9 on the 3rd string, 9 to 7, and give it some vibrato. Okay? So now we're going to play another mordant. So this is just like we did before on the string above it. We're going to do it down here now. So 7, hammer to 8, pull off to 7, pull off to 5. Come back to 7 and bend it a whole step. Or at least a half step. And do that twice. Then play the 8th on the 2nd. And then 5 on the 3rd. And then we're going to play this double stop. And what that is 7 on the third, 7 on the second, right? It's like a little D chord there, and because that's a D, right? All right, so we're going to do that, but then we're going to bend the third a little bit more than the second. We bend that up basically a whole step, or a half step, I mean. Come down and give it some vibrato, and that's the end. Let me play that whole thing very, very slowly, and you'll see how it goes. That's it. Well, there you have it, gang. Sanford Townsend Band, Smoke from a Distant Fire. Cool little solo. Hope you enjoyed this one, and we will see you down the road.